Just like, you ready to roll? Yeah, we're ready, bro. We've been ready, and then we just wasted all our time. Wouldn't be the first time. Welcome back to the Second and Two podcast. I'm your host Jody, here with my guy TV, throwing him off guard. You know, he was waiting for me to record, and here we are. This is the first time on this, hearing me on this. Classic. We got our guy TB, the DC as I like to call him. Let's see, what else could I think of? The teacher of the youth. We got winner of this last week's Friday football game, as I'll let him get into right now because I kind of spoiled that one.
Thanks, bro. That was incredible. That was incredible. I love that you reverse roles on me today. It was like a really good, well
Reverse
done
Uno
trick.
card.
Yeah, it was like a really well done trick play, bro. You pulled it off really well.
I hope
Yeah,
I did okay considering I never do it. I didn't know what to say. I was a loss of words for a little bit.
no, it was good, bro. It was good. Now you know what happens in my mind when I get stuck and I'm like, wait, what do I usually say?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, we got a W though. We won 29-6, secured our spot in the playoffs with 2 games to go.
There you go.
5-3 now on the season. We're playing the number 3 team in our 2A Region 1,
Ooh,
so they're
that's this
pretty good
coming up
there.
week.
Yeah, they're 8-0, really good. They're averaging over 10 yards per carry when they run the ball right now.
Oh, all right. Good
So,
luck.
and no one in our district has really challenged them yet, but they haven't played the team that beat us up really well. They play them the last week of the season, and they haven't played us. So
Okay.
they played in my opinion, the 3 worst teams to open up
Yeah.
district. But well, it's on us to actually challenge them this week. So we'll see. Friday night was good though. We got a win that we needed to secure our spot in the playoffs. My
Yeah, that's solid.
uncle came down, got to watch us get the dub. It was pretty cool. He's a huge fan of the pod. Shout out my uncle Tom. Yes, that's actually his name, Uncle Tom. Yeah. But
I thought about saying that yesterday, but I wasn't positive that was his name, so I just let it roll. I was like, "All right, Unc."
yeah, yeah. Which, by the way, everyone stick around to the end of the pod. We did a special segment with him yesterday, which was Sunday night. We're recording on Monday night this week, and we'll put that at the end of the pod with my uncle. He was awesome on it, and so we'll just tease that. Stick around if you want to hear some fun stuff with me, Jody, and my uncle. But it was really cool having him there. Jill came out, so
That was
we got
dope.
a big win, and I really wanted the shutout. We gave up the touchdown. We actually were down 6-0. We gave up the touchdown early and then
Early?
shut them out the rest
That's
of the
good.
way. It was just a weird drive. We had a personal foul, 15
Ah,
yards. That gave them a first down. We let them convert a
that's the
fourth
worst.
down and 3 after we had them in third and long. Stupid stuff. And then in the red zone, DB played with bad eyes, just looking at the quarterback, got beaten man coverage, gave up the touchdown. So it was just a
He
stupid
wasn't
play.
watching the hips, bro? That's tough.
No, he wasn't doing what I coached him to do. But yeah, you know, I think it's a good win. Moving
Yeah,
on here, playing a really tough opponent. We're going to be really challenged this week, and I'm excited to see what our kids do. It's one of those win, lose, or draw. You got to be ready for the last week of the season because that last game is
yeah,
going to be really
definitely.
important either way.
Proceeding?
Yeah. So, and this is one of those like you got nothing to lose. Go play the number one team. The number one team in our district, number 3 team in our region, and see what you got because no one's
Yeah.
expecting you to win. Like the projections this week in Texas, high school football projections are a really big thing.
Uh-huh.
There's a few different polls, and all the polls have us losing by 40 plus.
Oh,
So, so
okay.
no one expects us to win. I'll tell you that.
Upset
So we got,
Friday.
yeah, that's the goal, and really it's about getting the kids' mindset ready to go. And
True.
that's kind of what we're focused on this week. But yeah, man. So things are good here. We're moving on, getting ready to go. regardless, we're in the playoffs, and that's a good feeling.
Yeah,
So.
definitely. And speaking of playoffs, we could take a quick look at, the AFC picture. We got, at this moment, after week 7, we have, I lost it. Give me 1 second. We got the Chiefs being the number 1 seed. Let's see. The 2 seed would be the Dolphins after losing last night to the Eagles. Let's see. 3 seed, we got the Ravens, who are the same record as the Dolphins. With 4 seed going to be the Jaguars. And then on the flip side, 5 is the Steelers, who got that win yesterday on the Rams. I hope you're all right, bro. The Browns would be the 6 seed. And then the 7 seed would be the Bills.
And then the Jets, Bengals, and Texans are all 3-3, just sitting on the outside looking in right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AFC is an interesting, just because you've got the Chiefs at 6-1, but then you've got 3 5-2 teams with the Ravens, Dolphins, and Jags.
Yeah.
And then the Browns and Steelers are both 4-2. So you've got 6 teams that only have 2 losses so far through 7 weeks. So that means you've got 6 pretty good teams theoretically. So, and then, the Bills are struggling right now, but
Yeah,
you
there's
still
something else.
expect them to be dangerous unless they keep getting these injuries, which, by the way, it just came out. Dawson Knox is going to be out for the rest of the year. So that's another guy they just
Whoa.
lost. Yep.
Well, Kincaid's
So
going to have to step up then.
I was going to say they're going to have to hope their rookie tight end, Dalton Kincaid, steps up.
Yeah, see, in the NFC, though, looks like the picture shapes out to be the Eagles and the Niners at the 1 and 2. Niners are still waiting to play, so we'll see if it's
Playing
tied
as we
record
speak.
there or, yeah. Let's see. The Lions would be the 3 seed, losing to the Ravens yesterday. That was a brutal game. Let's see. 4 seed would be the Falcons. I think they're tied, though, right, with the Bucks, technically?
No, they have a half game lead on them.
Okay. Well, I meant like record-wise, like 4 and whatever.
They're 4-3.
And...
The Bucks are 3-3.
Oh, they had to bye?
Yeah, the Bucks had their bye already.
Gotcha. Well, 5 seed, we got the Cowboys. 6 seed, we got the Seahawks. 7 seed would be the Bucks, as we mentioned, but they also had that bye week already. And then Rams, Commanders, Saints outside looking in.
Yep. All those teams sitting at 3-4 right now. The NFC is a lot more muddy to me right now. I think the AFC, it feels like those top 5, maybe even 6 teams, you feel pretty good about getting in at this point. And then it's going to be a race for the 7 seed between those other 4 teams sitting outside right now. In the NFC, you feel good about probably the Eagles, Niners, and Lions.
Yeah.
After that, to me, it's a real crapshoot.
Pick and choose.
Any of those other teams sitting out there right now could get in. I mean, I know the Cowboys and Seahawks are both 4-2.
Yeah.
They've both, some of their losses have looked really bad. So,
that's for sure.
And the Lions, you could make a case, oh, hey, their loss looked really bad yesterday. The NFC North is abysmal.
Yeah, no, exactly.
The Packers
They're
are
running
2-4.
away with that
The
division no
Vikings
matter
are
what.
2-4, playing the Niners tonight. The Bears are 2-5. Like, none of those teams have more than 2 wins right now. So the Lions are going to run away with it regardless. So
Yeah, no doubt.
even if they have a couple bad ones in there, you feel like the Lions will win that division. So, but then the AFC South, I mean, do we even know who's good? Or the NFC South, I should say. Do we know who's good and who's bad? Like, the Falcons are 4-3,
Nope.
the Bucks are 3-3, the Saints are 3-4. We know the Panthers are bad; they're 0-6.
Yeah,
but those other 3 teams,
true.
who knows?
Yeah, pick and choose there. I mean, I think Derek Carr has the most to prove out of all those dudes. You know, Baker came in at the beginning of the year, and the other team
Baker
being the
was not good
Falcons.
yesterday, by the way.
Was it creamsicles this past week, or was that the week before?
No, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
All right. Have you seen the record in those unis? Not good at all.
No, it's not good. I don't know why they would wear them. They do look good, but the record's not good. So continuing with just NFL news right now, I said it earlier, but the Ravens absolutely blew out the Lions. What that was supposed to be the game of the week right there, besides Sunday Night
Yeah, that's
Football.
for sure.
And
Look ahead to the playoffs.
It was not. The Ravens destroyed the Lions. What was your takeaway there?
Ooh, I think we learned that the Lions, we got to pump the brakes on them a little bit.
Yeah,
We expect them to be good, but like you said, their division is not the best looking, and I think their wins have also not been versus anyone who's all too good besides the Chiefs week 1.
I was gonna
And
say
that was week
their
1.
best win is the Chiefs game and then the Seattle game.
Okay,
Chiefs on
yeah.
the road, they beat Seattle at home. Those are 2 good wins, but yeah, they're probably going to win 11 games pretty easily though, just based on their division alone.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, we'll see. The Ravens, I think, is the bigger takeaway out of the game as opposed to the
I agree.
Lions, because we hadn't seen them score this many points, I think, all year, and Lamar went out there, put on a showcase of his throwing ability, and the the Lions just folded. Their defense had looked great up until now, and you know, so I think
Brought
we
them
need to
back to
shout out
earth.
the Ravens more so. Yeah,
Well, and it wasn't like the Lions weren't bringing pressure. Like Lamar threw for like over 200 yards while under pressure yesterday. So it was really felt like Lamar being special for sure. So and I think, like you said, the takeaway is more what the Ravens did than what the Lions didn't do, in my
yeah.
mind. I just think the
No, I
Ravens were
agree.
their best version of themselves yesterday on offense and defense. And that's why that team is the team that I picked to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And that was why,
Yeah.
because I think that's their potential. Now they're not going to play that way every week. You know,
But they look
be,
amazing if they do.
quite frankly, they play the Cardinals next week, and that's probably a little bit of a
Yeah,
trap game. It's like,
yeah.
oh no. So hopefully
Well,
they don't let up.
I was listening to PMT this morning, and they said Lamar is, I think, 16-1 or something versus the NFC as a whole.
Wow.
So, I mean, and then the
Pretty
Cardinals
good.
being their game next week. I mean, I think he adds another victory over there. But you
Yeah.
can't discount them too much. They are scrappy in the beginning of games. But I think our next big thing of the weekend is tight end day, National Tight End Day. I think our guy Greg Olson was on that game that we were just talking about too. And that every game you watch, if there was a tight end scoring a touchdown or getting a big play, you heard, "Oh, what a game for this kid on tight end day." So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Um, sad that George Kittle missed tight end day because I'm pretty sure he's like one of the co-founders along with Kelsey is like making it
yeah, true.
happen, and he's playing tonight, so he missed it. Um, Tyson Badgett getting a
Mm-hmm.
dub for the
For the
Bears,
Bears,
and
yeah,
not just a W, they routed the Raiders
that
30-12.
was
The
crazy.
Raiders, they just invent new ways to lose. Like we're gonna lose to the backup quarterback on the road, uh, 30
Let's
to
start a
12, and we're gonna
40-year-old
start.
at quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are they doing? The Raiders. I don't know, man. That just seemed like a bad. That was just a bad loss for them today. I think Raiders fans have kind of had enough right now.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know that Jimmy G was hurt, so maybe that's another thing to me. But it was just, I saw Brian Hoyer out there, and I was like, bro, what's going on out here? And then I saw
Yeah,
that they ended up playing Aiden O'Connell at the end for like a little bit, cut like a drive maybe, and I was like, why didn't they just play him this whole time instead of going to Brian Hoyer?
yeah, yeah. I don't know. The Raiders. I can't speak for them right now. They're struggling. Another young quarterback here, Sam
Hmm.
Howell. The guy has been sacked 40 times in 7 games. Jody.
That's insane.
He's
This
on
is
pace to set the record in like week 14 for most sacks in the season. He's going to
yeah,
obliterate that record. He's going to obliterate the most sacks taken by one quarterback in a season. It's insane. I don't know. And I mean, I think a lot of people are, um, would blame the Commanders' O line, but if you watch the games, half the sacks are on him.
yeah, that's
Just,
true.
I mean, trying to do things he doesn't really need to do, you know?
Yeah, and the sacks end up being deep too. Like you always see him turning his back to the defense, trying to scramble out the pocket, and then
Hmm.
someone trips him up or something, and then they lose like another 12 yards. So that's always
Um,
tough to watch.
Quick update in the Monday Night Football game. Vikings have scored to take the lead early 7-0
Oh,
on
who scored?
the Jordan Addison,
Addison, the young gun.
the young gun, who we
Okay,
love,
okay.
who was my wide receiver one coming out of the draft. Just saying. But yeah, he's put the Vikings up early, 7-0.
There you go. And let's see, looking ahead, we got Deshaun Watson. He got injured yesterday in that game. Looks like he's day to day. After he got pushed down, I think he smacked his head on the turf is what happened, and wasn't a good scene. But I mean, my guy was still out there being able to watch. I think he was rocking the helmet a little bit. So I don't know if they could officially gave him a concussion, but he wasn't
They
playing.
they ruled him out of concussion protocol, but they kept him out for the rest of the day and then said he was day to day, which is kind of weird. So makes you wonder if he has like some kind of whiplash, like a neck injury, based on the way that his neck snapped onto the turf when he hit. I don't know. It was a brutal hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what will happen with him going forward. Another quarterback who got hurt yesterday. He was able to play through it clearly, but the Eagles, they dominated the Dolphins in the second half, but Jalen Hurts was wearing a knee brace for the second half, and he looked pretty gimpy.
I didn't even
Not
notice,
sure
to be
what,
honest.
not sure what happened to him, and I haven't seen anything yet to say specifically what his injury is. I assume it's a knee, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. Jalen Hurts wearing a knee brace.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I guess I wasn't paying too much attention. But you kind of briefly touched on this when we were talking about the AFC picture. What do you think is going on with the Bills, considering they lost to the Patriots yesterday?
You know, the injuries are really starting to take their toll for the Bills. I think every year there's a team that you think early on is like, okay, they're really talented. We like that team,
Yeah.
and then injuries just decimate them. You this year I think it's the Bills. Last
Mhm.
year it certainly was the Rams. The
Yeah,
year
that's
before
true.
that, you could have made a case for the 49ers. The year before that, you go back, there's always that one team that early on everyone really likes because they're talented, and
Yeah,
then
and then
the
they get
injury
fizzled
bug
out.
hits them early in the year, and it just demoralizes their team. And I think right now the
Yeah,
Bills are battling that, and so it's not necessarily anything wrong with them. It's just that they're playing inexperienced guys in positions that are important.
uh-huh,
Everyone's talking about Josh Allen right now and putting it on him. Of course, that's going to happen with the quarterback when you lose. But I don't think it's necessarily all on him.
yeah,
I'm sure there are a lot of people there that are frustrated, but you don't lose,
Stefan.
Edmonds in the offseason and then Matt Milano to an injury and just
Yeah,
replace the
that
production
one's
of two
brutal.
of the most productive linebackers in the league last year. You've had safeties Poyer and Hyde injured in and out. You
Yeah,
have Dawson Knox is hurt. You're just getting Von Miller back.
true.
You lost your lockdown corner 2 weeks ago to an Achilles. So it just they can't get out of their own way with the injuries, and I just don't see that that's going to necessarily change. Now, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, that combo is good enough that if they can just piecemeal everything else around them together, I think
Uh-huh,
they still can get their way into the playoffs. Just don't know if they'll be able to make the same, noise that we might have expected. But they're
yeah.
weathering a storm right now. I think that's more or less what's happening.
Alright, what about the Patriots containing them to take that dub yesterday? Do you think that either Bill Belichick or, like, that division as a whole has, like, better insight as to, like, handling them, I guess, would be the word I'm gonna use? Not that I think
I,
that's
I
the right
mean,
one, but
I think Bill Belichick, is considered the greatest coach of all time for a lot of reasons, and he deserves that credit.
300
But I
wins.
would just, huh?
300 wins. He just got that yesterday.
Hmm. Which congratulations to him. That's a big accomplishment, and he deserves it. But I honestly, yesterday's game was about Mac Jones just being way better than he's been all year. He
Yeah,
had been absolutely
efficient.
terrible because you got to remember the Pats gave up the lead. The Bills took the lead with like under 2 minutes to go, and Mac
Yeah,
Jones led them down the field not just to kick a field goal to tie, but
yeah,
actually threw the game-winning touchdown. That's only the second time in his career he's ever done that.
yeah.
So I think this win is bigger for Mac than it even is for Bill getting his 300th win, and I think
Uh-huh.
that's really what it comes down to is maybe Mac Jones isn't 100% dead. I was ready to give up on him last week.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm not
But
saying that I think he's now all of a sudden a franchise quarterback again, but
yeah.
it was a very positive step in the right direction. And if he can stack that, together, maybe he builds some confidence back and he becomes the player he was his rookie year.
Uh-huh. No, I agree. Let's see. Last couple notes, we had the Dolphins being the season or the team this year being the in season Hard Knocks. So we'll be able to take a little closer look at your guy Tua.
Mm-hmm.
And did you see the Broncos game at all yesterday?
Yes, I watched bits and pieces. I did see the Kareem Jackson hit, if that's where
Okay,
you're
yeah.
going.
Yeah. I was gonna say he was it. I think it was Luke Musgrave. He hit the line or the tight end. Sorry, and he got suspended 4 games without getting paid from that as a result. But I mean, it wasn't the first time he's had an unnecessary
He's
roughness this
had
year. So
a few this year apparently, and he's
yeah,
been warned. So they're
yeah.
sending
They
him.
said cutting him 4 weeks.
So it sounds like he's going to appeal though and try, and that I wonder if
Yeah,
that'll get reduced to maybe 2 games.
that's what I'm assuming would happen is 2. But I mean, he's still gonna have some sort of suspension no matter what.
Yeah, he can't keep hitting people in the head and not get like some harsher form of punishment. Last but not least here in terms of news, Chiefs linebacker Nick Bolton dislocated his wrist and he's going to miss about 2
Oh
months. That's a That defense is playing really well and he's a big part of it. That's a big
yeah.
blow.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. He's a middle linebacker, yeah?
Yeah.
Am I okay. Yeah, let's see. So this brings us to our fantasy football talk between me and you. And I will say this has potential to be our highest scoring game of the 7
Wow.
weeks. So you have Patty Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Patty
It
Mahomes
went
got
off.
33, almost 34. Travis Kelce had almost 36 at 35.9. I got AJ Brown at 29.7. And the next closest, Jahmyr Gibbs, my guy finally showed up. He got his first touchdown of his rookie career,
Wow.
27.6 for the kid. And I'm down by 9 currently. So this is where I lucked out. Jamar Chase on a bye. Justin Jefferson's hurt. So you only had Stephon playing wide receiver.
Oh,
Not to mention our guy Bijan, who has given you at least 15 every week. He mysteriously is not playing yesterday and got 0.3.
yeah.
So that saved
That
me.
hurt.
I got Christian McCaffrey tonight, and all I need is 9 points. I think I'll be okay.
What
But
are we
yeah,
what are
this
we
is.
now? Are we 3-3? Am I up 4-2?
I think you're up 1 game if I win this one. I
Okay.
think
All
that's
right.
what it
So
shakes
I'm
out to
four
be.
and two right now. If you win this one, it'll be four
Yeah,
and three. Okay.
exactly.
All right. We can afford an L this week then, if
Yeah.
that's how it goes. Which is, if I only have one receiver playing, then it's kind of like gotta kind of take that one, I
Exactly.
guess.
Yeah.
Um. So we're ready to go to awards for the week.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Week 7 awards. One of our favorites at the top here, the Tukwa Gamer of the Week award. I'm going to a guy on Tight Ends Day. He's the hottest name in pro football right now, and yet he's still a gamer. Travis Kelce.
Always, bro.
Dude balled out in front of his famous girlfriend, Taylor Swift. He had 12 catches. If you didn't know, he's dating Taylor Swift. 12 catches for 179 yards and 1 touchdown. And his 1 touchdown was kind of an insane way to score. They did the old school, Patty Mahomes shovel pass to
Yeah, yeah.
Kelce, but he kind of caught it here and was totally looked like he was about to be stuffed. And then he puts the ball over his head. You almost think he's going to fumble, and he just backs his way into the end zone in the pile and scores. It was very impressive. I don't even know how he did it, but yeah, 179 yards, 12 catches, 1 touchdown. He was a beast yesterday. The Chargers just forgot that the one guy you got to cover on the Chiefs is
Is
Travis
Travis
Kelce.
Kelce? Yeah.
I don't
But I
know.
mean,
I don't know what the
Patty
Chargers
Mahomes
game
was
plan
still
was.
cutting it up a little bit. He hit MVS for one. He was still doing his thing. But yeah, the main dude you gotta look out for is definitely Travis Kelce.
Come on.
For me, I'm actually going to the NFC. So I don't know if we've ever really done that where we have 1-1, but I'm going AJ Brown from the game last night. He had 10 catches on 15 targets, 137 yards and a touchdown. Unfortunately, the guy wasn't wearing the pink shoes that Jason Kelsey's daughter loves to see on the field, but the dude was cutting up that defense. He I don't know if you heard on the game last night, but they were talking about how he has tied Calvin Johnson with the most 125 plus yards or consecutive 125 plus yard games or whatever at 5 with this one yesterday.
Wow.
So he could break that next week, which is kind of crazy. Because we have I'm surprised Tyreek hasn't done this. He just drops like 200 here and there every now and again, but
Yeah.
he has no streak, which is kind of crazy.
Did you see that the Eagles head coach went to their owner and said, "Thank you for giving me $100 million to pay AJ Brown"?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he thanked him during
Wild.
the week this week. Like, thank you for paying that guy $100 million and giving him to me and just stealing him from the Titans, who for whatever reason didn't want to pay him.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
that's wild. But getting into my dog of the week, I almost had a forgot about that. I almost did a record scratch and went with someone else for the tight ends day, but we're not going to do that. Going with my original man, Devin Witherspoon. My guy has been eating it up on the defense. He had 4 tackles yesterday and a pick that unfortunately got called back. But I mean, he just needs to be more careful. You know, everyone's telling him, "Yo, bro, get down." And my dude, the rookie in him, said, "I'm gonna run this out of the end zone, try to get some yardage off of this." But I mean, there's still time to learn for that. But yeah, Devin Witherspoon, you seen that big hit he had where he just smacked him, bro? That everyone's going crazy on that. Definitely put himself on the map with that hit. So that's my dog of the week, Devin Witherspoon, the rookie from the Seattle Seahawks.
Love it. All right. So now we're going to the minor setback for a major comeback. Last week I went with the 49ers defense. So far, not off to a great start against the Vikings. They gave up a touchdown. However, we're going to go to the Rams. Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
My guy had a quiet day. He only had 2 catches for 29 yards. He also had 2 drops on the same drive.
Not like him.
And very unlike Coop, he only had 2 drops all season through. I think he played 10 games last year or something like that, 10 or 11 games, and only had 2 drops for that whole season. He had 2 drops in the same game, and for that matter, on the same drive in this game. But two catches, 29 yards, 7 targets. I still expect them to be much better against a depleted Cowboys secondary next week.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Coop will definitely get right. I mean, they got to travel out to Jerry Land, so that'll be a little bit tough, but he'll get it done. That's just the man. Which brings us to our no cap hats off award. Did you see something that was, dang, that dude just did something crazy like that Travis Kelce play you're talking about, or was it more like, this is unbelievable, we never hear this?
No, it was more of a
this would be real.
It was more of one of those like, wait, did that just happen plays? I almost went with Puka Nakua's catch in that game. However, I'm going to the Broncos-Packers game. It's 4th and 2 for the Packers on the goal line. Jordan Love runs an RPO. He pulls it to throw it to the slot receiver. I can't remember who it was, but it goes off his hands.
Yeah.
Bounces up in the air and goes to it was either Jaden Reed or Romeo Doubs, who caught it off the ricochet for a touchdown on 4th and 2, 4th and goal from the 2.
Yeah,
just an insane play.
Like
sure. Sometimes it's one of those like sometimes it's better be lucky than good. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's what that was.
He threw it to like the tight end, bounced off his hands, and the other homie was just sitting in the perfect spot and just got that touchdown. Yeah, that's for sure.
Pretty much. That's almost exactly how it happened. Just a weird, like I said, really weird play. I don't even really know how it happened, but it did. It was Jaden Reed who caught the ricochet. That's who it was. So yeah, weird play.
We almost seen an interception like that too. I think it was a Seahawks game, or maybe it was the Rams game. I don't remember, but there was one dude tipped off the receiver, tipped off a defensive back,
Yeah.
another one, and he like
Mhm.
dove for it and couldn't hold it in.
Couldn't get there. Yeah.
But next up, we got a Strahan Munoz Award. This week, I went with Kevin Zeitler from the Ravens.
Ooh.
My
Nice.
guy, he's a guard. For those who don't know, my guy had a good game, bro. He was so good, and the Ravens themselves were so good that he got a seat early. He got to watch the game from the sidelines at the end
Wow.
of the fourth. So my dude, some things I saw that I liked. He had a nice seal on one of his pulls. I think Aiden Hutchinson was trying to like get past his face. All I did was just turn around and just ride him out a little bit, get him out the play. And then what was the other one? Other note, he had two plays that could have been flags, but if they're not called, was it really a flag? He had a hold, and then he could have had a potential illegal man downfield. They had a run pass option, and he just went up like by the backers and just nothing. Nobody called nothing. Lamar dumped it off to someone to the side, and it was all right. So yeah, Kevin Zeitler, my man, had an easy time yesterday, scoring hella points versus the Lions.
Nice. Love when we shout out O line, but I love it even more when we shout out D linemen. And I'm gonna go to the
The guy who had
Browns.
a field day.
Myles Garrett had the kind of day that wins you a defensive MVP award.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
9 tackles, 1 TFL, 2 sacks, 2 QB hits, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 insane blocked kick.
Yeah.
He was, the Browns defense has been really good. They gave up 38 points yesterday. He was basically the only Browns defender that showed up. And yet just that was good enough. Like his effort alone was good enough. I
Yeah.
mean,
Dude
he
is
took
eating.
away points from the Colts all day long, despite their
Yeah.
ability to drive the ball down the field. I mean, it's one of the best individual defensive line games I've ever seen. I mean, it's
Definitely.
right up there with some of the Aaron Donald, Reggie White, just game wrecking Lawrence Taylor type games. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, seriously,
easily.
it was up there with some of those, like an all timer from Myles Garrett. So impressive.
Well, I think he did probably about half of those things in the first half alone, which makes it even more crazy. And I think
Yeah.
didn't they have one of his fumbles that he forced, wasn't that a touchdown that they ended up recovering in the end
Yes.
zone? Yeah.
Yes.
So that dude, I texted you yesterday. I was like, bro, this guy won the day and the game's not even close to over. He was
Yeah, he
killing
won
them.
it in the first half.
Yeah. But
So we got to go to the Who's Cooking Award, bro. So give me a
yeah.
QB who's out there chefing it up today or
All right.
yesterday.
So this one's kind of a little redemption story on it as well. I believe I had this man as a Boo Boo Evans Award winner in like week 2 or 3 because he got benched. But you kind of touched on it earlier. I'm going with Mac Jones. My dude was an efficient 25 for 30, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, and even had a couple rushes for 11 yards. And like you said, he led that team down for that late victory, which was crazy, and gives us the well-known Gasecki gritty that isn't a gritty, but he makes it out to be on his own.
Oh, Jaceki.
Yeah, yeah. He's just
Yeah,
running, putting
yeah.
his hands up.
Yes, yes. It's bad.
But yeah, Mac
Um,
Jones, he's my award winner just for the simple fact that I mean he had 5 incompletions, and not only did he take them to win that game late, but the bounce back story from being a Boo Boo Evans Award winner early on is just another reason to put this guy here.
yeah. My QB who was cooking yesterday, Tyson Badgett.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned him earlier, the Bears backup quarterback who went 21 for 29, 162 yards, 1 touchdown, along with 3 runs for 24 yards.
Ooh,
He wasn't incredible by any means. That doesn't have a stat line that blows you away, but he took care of the football. He helped his
yeah,
team win handily, and it was just a great win for the undrafted D2 QB.
there you go.
Saw him at the Senior Bowl this
Last
last
year,
year. Yeah,
I
and
didn't know he was a
thought,
rookie.
yeah, I thought he was awful at the Senior Bowl. Quite frankly, looked like a D2 guy, but he's a
Yeah,
long way, and he's trying to carve out a career for himself, and that'll go a long way. Winning that game as a starter will go a long way for him sticking around in the NFL. So good for him. He was cooking it up yesterday, cooking the
yeah, that's for
Raiders.
sure. Yeah, so we actually had some dudes who actually made some good meals this week. Normally, I think I like to go with the guy who's not cooking up anything too special. He's got the simplest meal of all time. But looking ahead to someone who still isn't cooking up in a different award, the Boo Boo Evans Award. We're running it back with a kicker this week. This is a classic. If they had those points, this is a ball game. So Brett Mayer, I think that's pronounced his last name, from the Rams. He went 1 for 3 on field goals. Those 2 field goals were from 50 plus, and he also missed an extra point, which total 7 points. The Rams lost by 7. Could have been an OT game if my guy was making his kicks. And it's just a tough day for not just him, but Rams fan in general. If you want to step in on and take a note on that, how you feeling? I think the sigh alone tells us everything.
My uncle, which should be mentioned, is a Steelers fan.
Yeah.
So I had to watch that game with him. Not a good time for me. Brett Maher, I really hope that you bounce back. I hope that you're doing well. I hope your family's okay. But if you never kick again for the Rams, I'm not going to be upset. Just that's how I feel.
Yeah. There it is. Brett Mayer, the right Boo Boo Evans Award winner this week, sadly enough.
Definitely the right winner for that award.
But looking ahead, something a little bit more special that we like to take a look at. We got our first, or turnover on downs, I should say, with the first down being your trend. So what this week did you see that has been looking like a special thing people are incorporating in their offense?
Well, we're going to go to the Rams game. Again, actually, second week in a row. McVay's doing some stuff I like. But it's really not anything we have never seen before, so I wouldn't consider it a new trend, but it was just something I noticed, that I saw, and I was like, "Oh, that was a neat little play." And I know a lot of teams do this. It's the cut split of the receiver, so that means he's inside the numbers by himself out here, giving himself the space to run the out route. Now you'll see the Rams are going to add the little flare here with the T-fly motion of the back to get the backer out of the box and bump this backer over. Kind of gets people's eyes going this way, knowing you're going to come back to the out route, and truly ensures you get one-on-one with Cooper Kupp, which if you get one-on-one with Cooper Kupp near the goal line, everybody knows he's one of the best route runners in football. Pretty money, right? So we'll let it play here on the 2-point attempt. Motion Royce Freeman. Look at the Fox crew knew it was going to Cooper. The motion Royce Freeman. Look, the domino effect that happens from that. He's got to run. He's got to get in the box. His eyes, the safety's eyes are looking there. Now he starts moving this way, but his eyes are still that way. We now know we've got true one-on-one. Coop gets outside of the release. Oof. Wins on the out route. Taking candy from a baby. This was when things were all good. The Rams were up 17-10 at this point.
Yeah.
End up losing the game 24-17. But that was a great play from McVay and Cooper Kupp. Great execution all the way around. Just good stuff from the Rams. And when you see that cut split, you can guess what you're going to get from an offense. And generally, they love the out route there.
No, that was definitely something pretty right there. Let's see. For me, second down is going to be the bet of the week for next week. So sadly, your boy took another L, but it wasn't too far off. I had the Browns -2, I believe, or 2.5. I think it was 2, and they only won by a point. So at least they won the game. You could always go that route. Maybe you took money line instead of the 2 points. But this week, the 4 I'm taking a look at. We got the Jets versus the Giants. So, classic MetLife battle. -3 for the Jets. I kind of like that one. They're coming off a bye, so you gotta always like to give those guys a little extra points for coming off a bye. Got extra time to prepare. I got the Texans versus the Panthers, -3 as well. Same thing, Texans coming off a bye. And that one's gonna be in Carolina. Jags versus the Steelers, -2.5. Jags have been looking good. Steelers snuck by yesterday. And then lastly, I got Vikings versus Packers at plus 1.5. I'm surprised they have that line considering they're playing tonight. So I don't know how that happened, but Vikings plus 1.5. Out of the 4, I'm going Jags Steelers minus 2.5, but you could also do the Texans. I like that one as well. But the official one, Jaguars versus Steelers minus 2.5.
The Jags are minus 2.5.
Yeah.
The Steelers, Bill Simmons, if anyone listens to his podcast, he calls them the Michael Myers because somehow every time you think you've killed them, they're not dead.
Yeah.
Gosh, I would just hate to bet against them. I just feel like it would be no fun. Just FYI. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong here because I like the Jags. I just feel like you're going to have a heck of a time watching that game. So good luck.
It's going to, I mean,
tip of the cap to you.
Is it in Pittsburgh? So that just adds on to that statement, but we're riding with the Jags. They're hot. They're getting hot at the right time.
They're hot, he says. All right. We're going to go to the third down breakdown. I tell you about playing a game that, decided that game or helped decide the game. And we're going to go back to that Broncos-Packers game. Jody's team, they got a W for him. So happy for you, bro.
Johnny texted our mom yesterday. It's like, hey, Mom, did you guys win today? And then so she was like, no, I just got to work out. I don't know. Let me check. And so she looks up who they played. And she's like, wow, is it because they lost to your team? Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good win for the Broncos. I'm happy for you, dude. Unless you were really wanting
them to take.
Though.
They almost threw it away. I'll tell you that.
So speaking of almost throwing it away, they're up to 1:52 to go. The Packers have one timeout. It's 3rd and 20.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They're at the minus 46. In order to get in decent field goal range, they probably have to pick up about
15.
About 14 yards here is I think to get to the 40-yard line, to kick a 57-yarder, that's probably it's a mile high, so the ball carries. So the 40, would be a considerable attempt at that point. So if you're Jordan Love, that's kind of what your thought process is. Obviously, you want the first down, but you want to try and get 10 to 15 yards to give your kicker a shot.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to run, basically an over concept. They're going to get a post backside. You're going to get the sit route by the tight end. You're going to get the deep over, the deep crosser right here. And then on the front side of the route, you get the comeback. The Broncos are simply going to run quarters. They've got an overloaded front here. They're going to rush 4 and play quarters. 4 deep, 3 guys under, right? And it's nickel, so they got 1 backer in there. Or it's dime, they got 1 backer in. They got 2 slot DBs who are going to play the flat curl, hook to curl here, hook to curl, middle of the field. Then you've got a quarter, and then there's 2 safeties who are so deep you can't even see them in this picture. They're also playing quarters, right? So as we run it, you'll see Jordan Love. He's got to be smart with the ball here. Sits in the pocket. He's really not pressured. His O-line gives him all day. He thinks he's got the one-on-one shot over here, right, with his deep over route. However, the safety, PJ Locke, makes an incredible play that he really shouldn't be able to make in quarters. Now, when we flip it to the behind, after you get to see his celebration here, we flip it to the behind angle, you'll see kind of what Jordan Love was looking at and why he lets this ball go. And really, it's not a schematic thing here as much as it is PJ Locke having great individual effort to make this play. So again, it's quarters. Jordan Love, he really wants his tight end here. I believe that's Musgrave, or maybe it's the other tight end they drafted, actually, Tucker Kraft. I think he's kind of sitting there thinking he maybe gets that. Now,
you got to put that on a dime to get there.
Yeah, there's 2 guys. This is kind of the pass that Hurts threw last week that got picked off against the Jets. So he really doesn't have it. He sees the over route coming, clearing backside, and he feels like, okay, they've got the backside post. That should take the backside corner and safety out of it. I'm getting 1-on-1 with the front side safety with my guy kind of running past his face. If I can throw him to the pylon this way, I should be able to get a win here.
Oh. He came from the other side?
Yes, this safety was on the other quarter, the other side of the field. Watch him coming in late. I mean, just an incredible play. That wasn't even on his side of the field.
Yeah.
He races over there and makes that play. It was a really, really incredible effort on that play by PJ Locke. He's a fourth-year safety out of Texas. And it's a tough throw. Jordan Love let it hang in the air too long. It's also a throw where he went for everything. He went for it all when he really didn't need
Yeah,
to.
true.
I would like to assume that maybe the comeback to Romeo Doubs would have been open. But that's Pat Surtain over there. You probably don't want to target him. And if that corner, the safety left that quickly, then I assume the backside post was one-on-one with the corner up top. Maybe that's the ball he could have thrown. Or, late in the possession, late in the throw here, maybe you just check it down to A.J. Dillon and see if that guy
let
can
him
go
see if
get
he
you
could get
15
12 or
yards here.
something.
Because we saw it from the other angle. Those guys have dropped deep. If you check it
Yeah.
down right now to A.J. Dillon, he probably has 10 yards between him and the next nearest defender, right? 12 yards.
True.
So he gets a running head start. I mean, look at this. Look at the next nearest defender was here sitting at just in front of the 40-yard line. All he has to do is break one tackle and you're in field goal range.
Might even get
So
that first.
not the best decision on his part. Tough play. Good play by PJ Locke, but tough play from Jordan Love. And, it essentially was a game ender. So, Jordan Love will learn from that mistake. I still believe in him. I still think he's a really talented quarterback that's just in his first year as a starter.
True. Yeah, definitely. We definitely talked about that with Brock Purdy last week a little bit too, being he hasn't even had like a full season worth of games started. But the 4th down on this turnover on downs is going to be my bad beat for the week. So this one I saw on Twitter recently, or X, I should say, be formal about it. This guy had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 6 prop like over-unders. And AJ Brown over 100, hit. Tyreek Hill over 80, hit. Raheem Mostert 40 yards, rushing, hit. Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, hit. AJ Brown anytime touchdown. And this last one, Jalen Hurts 25 rushing yards. And it
What did he get,
doesn't
24?
hit. He got 21 apparently after taking those kneels at the end of the game.
Oh, he had 25 and then took the knees?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a bad beat if I've ever heard of one, bro. My dude, I guess I don't know how much he put on it, but apparently he was gonna hit for 1,200,
Oh,
and that happened.
dude, they should just give him the money on that.
Yeah, bro,
Like,
the knees
QB
be
kneels
hurting you.
should not go in the stat book.
I don't know, man. I agree with you on one hand, but it's also the same way. Like I don't know if they still do it, but sacks used to count as negative rushing yards too, I believe, which is also
Oh,
crazy.
that's brutal. Oh, dude, I feel for that guy. Oh. Oh. Man, that is
Yeah,
brutal. That's not even a bad beat. That's a brutal beat. Ugh.
yeah, disgusting.
Okay.
Feel for that guy.
All right. Well, we got to move on. That was gross. So we got to get something sweet here. So I'm
That
gonna
one
just
definitely hurt.
banger of the week. All right, and we got to give a shout out to Jill. Okay, because she brought these into my life. But
Okay.
this banger, it's a food item. Okay,
Mm-hmm. The rare
something
ones.
called
But we got
thumb
them.
drop cookies. You ever heard of a thumb drop cookie, Jody?
Nope. What is that?
I never had either. I think it might be a Texas. It might be a Texas thing, to be honest with you.
Possible.
But she
Very
just came to the
possible.
house with him this weekend, right? Chilling, watching football with my uncle. She
Like,
shows up at the house.
bought from somewhere or she made them?
She bought them from
Okay.
United, grocery store.
Uh-huh.
But they're homemade from United, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like the best way I can describe it. It's almost like a sugar cookie, but it's like only about this round, right? Like perfectly round.
Okay.
And then it's just got like a nice little dollop of like chocolate sauce on it.
Mhm.
And I mean, absolutely delicious.
Gotcha.
Absolutely delicious.
That
Thumb
sounds
drop
like
cookies.
the like ones where they got the Hershey Kisses on top. I'm assuming that's the only thing.
Very similar to that. Very similar to
Okay,
that.
I was gonna
But
say that's what
look,
the only thing I could like picture in
they
that
have
sense.
different flavors too. Like, so we had like the vanilla, like sugar cookie with the chocolate on it, but then there was also like
Yeah.
the pumpkin cookie with the vanilla
the in
cream
season.
frosting.
That sounds
Yeah.
fire.
And those were good too. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect to like those because I'm not a huge cream cheese fan, but like
Uh-huh.
it was like vanilla cream cheese, so it wasn't as rich.
Yeah,
And
I got you.
man, had about 6 of those yesterday. So, and then 2 more
I feel
today
it.
at lunch.
There
So,
you go. That
yeah, I'd
sounds
say that
like some fire cookies.
they're pretty fire, bro. So, but stick around. We're done for
Yeah.
tonight, but we'll let you come keep listening and hear me, Jody, and my uncle discuss something pretty cool coming up. It's not directly NFL related, but it's NFL adjacent.
Yeah, that's
And
for sure.
we hope you enjoy it. But until next time, we'll see you. All right, this is for all the loyal fans who continued listening. We're finally to the end of the episode, what you've all been waiting for, what we teased at the top. We got me, my guy Jody, and my uncle, one of the biggest supporters of our pod. He's here
Yes, sir.
in
He's
town.
back. We had
Came
him before.
to watch us get the dub on Friday night, and then stayed and watched the Rams Steelers game. One of us is happy. It's not me.
Same old Steeler game.
But so we're here because it was recently announced the Olympics will include flag football in LA 2028. So we got to draft. Obviously, we got to draft our teams. You know, Micah Parsons has already put out there he's building a super team.
Oh, I did not know
right?
that.
But you know, we got to draft our own super team. If those Olympics were happening this summer, who would we take on our flag football team and why? Joe, I'm going to let you start us off. Who's your flag football Team USA quarterback?
My quarterback. I mean, I think the obvious choice would have to be Patty Mahomes, but I'm not going there. I'm taking
Okay.
Justin Herbert.
Ooh.
Now, the dude's got a little bit of mobility, you know, same with Patty Mahomes, but, you know, he's got a little bit more height on him. And I think that, you know, it's going to be a little less pressure than he's used to. So he'll be able to just take his time back there, throw it over the top, get some nice dump offs to the dudes that are going to be receiving the ball.
Okay. Justin Herbert. I kind of like it.
Justin Herbert.
Got the arm strength. I'm thinking flag football. It's all about yak, right? You got to have guys who can catch it after
Definitely.
or run after the catch, which means you need your quarterback to be like pinpoint accurate, get the ball to your receivers. And who's better without a rush in the pocket at being pinpoint accurate right now than Tua Tagovailoa? That's my guy. I'm taking Tua. Pinpoint accuracy. He can't get a concussion because it's flag football. So we're not worried about that. And when that guy is healthy, clean, and able to throw the ball, he throws darts. So I'm going Tua as our Team USA representative.
There you go. What about you? What was your choice?
You guys
or did
kind
you
of made
like
it
either of the
simple
ones we
here.
have?
The whole time I'm thinking I'm going against, you know, like Lamar Jackson, you know, a guy that can take off and make plays in open field. And then I was thinking somebody's probably going to take him. Then I'll go Josh Allen, but I might as well just go take Patty Mahomes. That guy can move around, make plays on the run. You know, that's the easy one for me. I'll take it.
Fair enough. So we all took different guys here. Herbert, Mahomes, Tua. I don't know that you could necessarily go wrong. Also, I'd just like to point out there's probably not another team in the world that could support any of those quarterbacks, anyone as good as those guys. So I feel pretty good about it.
I mean, it'll be interesting to watch other people try to guard the USA team, depending on who it is. It could even be like young bucks, people that are in college currently, you know, being the starters. But it'll be fun to watch.
Speaking of guarding guys, we got to go receiver next. Jody, who is your number one receiver that you're taking for this flag football team?
I think there's only two options that are important, and the first one's going to be Justin Jefferson. And I mean, that's just there's no way around it. Like, he's literally the best dude out there. Granted, he's hurt currently at the moment, but you know, give it a couple of years, my guy will be firing all cylinders, height of his career. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Once again, as I said, flag football, we're thinking speed. We're thinking yak. We're thinking like guys who can make moves without basically being touched, so they can't point a flag. This version of breaking tackles. And I don't know if there's anyone better that fits that than Tyreek Hill. Yeah, and I've already got his quarterback Tua, so I can't not take Tyreek. Like, it'll be funny to see like anyone from anywhere in the country try and guard Tyreek Hill on a go ball. Like, good luck.
No, I thought about throwing him in the backfield if it got to me, having him play the running back, and you just have two studs on the outside.
Okay. All right.
As for me, I thought I was going in my division with Lamar Jackson. Now I know I'm going in my division. I'm taking Jamar Chase. I'm going to pair him up with Patty Mahomes.
Jamar Chase. Gosh, the U.S. just has an embarrassment of riches when it comes to talent.
Yeah. No, that was literally going to be the other dude I've had, if anything.
Yeah, I was going to say, Joe, who else are you taking here? Who's your other receiver?
My other receiver, I mean, at this rate, I guess I could. Do I want him? I'm going to just say it. It's the only dude coming to my head. DK Metcalf. I mean, he's just going to moss everyone at that point.
See, that's the guy I was thinking too. That's my other receiver, DK Metcalf. Like, just think about jump ball.
Yeah, throw it up in the corner. He's there.
He's a freak. There's no one but better at going and getting jump balls right now. So, yeah, I'll take DK with you.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
DK?
Yeah, we both took DK.
Oh, you did? Oh, well, last year I took the Eagles to go to the Super Bowl because they traded for A.J. Brown. I love guy. Give me some guy with some muscle. I don't care. Give me A.J. Brown.
Yeah, fair. I mean, he and DK are like very similar veins, so I get it. It's fair.
I think this will be the interesting one to see with the. Well, I guess we skipped running back, but I'm gonna go to tight end.
We got to go running back
mind.
here. I'll take the first one this time. I made you go first every time, Joe.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Again, it's flag football, so I'm thinking about guys who can make you miss. Guys who can catch the ball out of the backfield, obviously.
Yep. Of course.
Guys who are maybe multi-talented. And some of you are maybe thinking Christian McCaffrey. I thought about that.
Yeah, me too.
But the guy who's made more people whiff already this year.
Oh.
But
from
didn't
Atlanta?
Really get to play today for some reason. Bijan Robinson, dude. He's a dog. People barely get a hand on him. Can you imagine him in flag football? He's going to be nasty.
Unreal.
Give me Bijan. And if you want to go empty, you can split him out. He's just as good as any receiver.
Exactly. No, I agree. I mean, I'll take Christian McCaffrey for that case, but I also thought of this scenario where I have Christian McCaffrey back there, and then you have Bijan as your sub, because I mean it's pretty much the same exact thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
I mean, as for me, I think a perfect flag football guy is Eckler. I mean, dude. I mean, low to the ground, move those hips, don't touch my flag. Yeah, give me Eckler.
Yeah, that's a good one too. All right, now this is an interesting one. So the rules, it's 5 on the field, obviously, right? Then you have to have a snapper, which it basically functions as your tight end in flag football. So we've got 2 receivers, a running back, a quarterback. We need to take a tight end / snapper. I'm just going to go with the obvious one and say Travis Kelce's my guy.
Yeah.
He's just all reliable. I don't know if he's going to get the same amount of yak here in flag football because he's not as shifty, but his routes will be awesome. He'll always be open.
That is true.
If it's 3rd and 4, that's my guy. I'm trying to find right. I'm going to get him the ball.
The ball, have
if
him turn around real quick.
Yeah, that's my guy. I'm trying to get him the ball. Trick plays, all kinds of fun stuff. We've seen him line up in all different kinds of funky stuff in KC. So he'd be perfect in flag football to me. I'm taking Travis Kelce here.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go back to San Fran. I'm taking George Kittle. I think the hair flowing in the game will look nice. That'll be fun for the guy. But, I mean, there is some sort of element to blocking as well. There is a pass rusher. They can rush, which is why I chose Justin Herbert to run. So, I mean, I think he'll be the best there. And, I think he would have the best energy on the squad in terms of just fitting the criteria of flag football.
We just have to make sure with Kittle that he doesn't wear an undershirt that says F one of the other countries.
Yeah.
That's all. Just make sure he's not doing any of that.
As for me, since we're talking flag football, I think Mahomes would have fun playing with Kyle Pitts. The guy doesn't get enough run in Atlanta, but man, I think he would be good in flag football.
That is a sneaky good pick for sure.
I agree. I thought about Kyle Pitts too. I
only had two on my mind: Travis Kelce and George Kittle.
Yeah, those are the obvious first two. So
okay, so we say there's 5 on the field. Obviously, we need a defense as well, but you're going to have 12 players on the roster. So there's basically one more utility sub guy left to pick on offense. Now, obviously, there's a real strategy that comes in here as to who do you take as your sub, right?
Yeah.
So my thought on it was, if I'm taking a sub, I want that sub to be a utility guy. Because what if one of my guys gets hurt, right? Like what if, my quarterback goes down? What do I do? What if my running back goes down? What do I do? What if my receiver goes down? What do I do?
Man, are you?
I'm taking Lamar Jackson because he can play anywhere in flag football, dude. Lamar is the perfect flag football utility guy. Come on.
Okay, I'm glad you went there because Taysom Hill literally does that all now.
Taysom Hill. If Sean Payton's the USA coach, we might get Taysom Hill, even in 2028.
Yeah, no, facts. I mean, for me, I think there's 2 choices. I completely lost one of them already in that span of making that dumb joke. But, I mean, I guess Debo would be another great dude. You're talking about yak ability. He goes in and out the backfield as well. I think that's a solid dude to come off the bench. Or even Stephon. That's the guy I lost in my head.
Diggs.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I do like. He has great hips, shifty.
Yeah.
So you're taking Debo?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Debo just for the sake of that's what I said.
Oh man, what are you leaving me with? That's where I wanted to go. I'm just gonna go another wide receiver because Mahomes never gets hurt. So I'm gonna go Brandon Ayuk. We're just basically drafting the whole Niner team.
Yeah, true. Most fun dudes to watch.
Oh yeah, give me Ayuk.
Fair. Ayuk is a good one. Well, I feel bad because now we're kind of drafting, and I took
Cooper Kupp?
and I took DK after Jody took DK, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna take George Pickens instead of DK for the same reasons I was talking about DK. Pickens. Now we just have to get him to not taunt anyone, but if he doesn't do that, we're good. We're good.
Did we really leave Cooper Kupp out of this?
We did,
and
he's he's the triple crown. I mean, it is tough to not draft Cooper Kupp here.
Oh my gosh,
his route running is unreal. So that's another way you could go. I think I would definitely. We're looking at your 2 receiver types. You want like the one little shifty fast guy, and then like the one huge guy, kind of like big. So I mean, that's why I went Tyreek for one, and then I'm going big guy Pickens for the other.
I should have. I should have took Kupp over. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, you could even do Coop out the backfield. That probably makes a little bit more sense in this.
McVay does that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got to go to defense. We got to get 6 defensive players.
Now, I don't even.
Defense is interesting because it kind of depends on what defense you want to run, right? I mean, you only have 5 players on the field. My thought on it is probably 2 linebacker types, or maybe one linebacker safety hybrid guy.
Yeah,
a safety and 2 corners. It's kind of how you got to play it. So, if we want to start, where do you want to start, Joe? You want to start with linebackers?
Yeah, I think that's the best spot. That's probably like the leader, the defense in my eyes. But yeah, I think we start on the linebacker. You
guys gonna let me go first for once?
Be our guest. Go ahead. Go first.
After watching TJ Watt play DB today, oh man, I'll take TJ Watt play linebacker and DB.
I mean, they're also the quote unquote linebacker would also be running putting on pressure on the quarterback. So that makes sense as well. He
could play out in space.
If you're thinking about guys who can do all that, then I'm taking Parsons, the guy I mentioned earlier, who already was talking about trying to play. He already wants to play. He's like, I'm building the super team. So give me Micah Parsons there.
Perfect. That leaves my guy A-OK. I'm taking Fred Warner. Easy money.
I mean, that's kind of the other guy.
I got the Niners. Literally.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, again, you can't go wrong with any of those guys, and hopefully
No,
we
not
have
wrong.
all three of them, honestly. Okay, so if you had to take another linebacker or safety, depending on what defense you're thinking you're running, who are you taking, Jody?
Oh, the next guy I'll be taking would be. Let me pull up my notes so I don't butcher this. I'm taking Derwin James. He's gonna be my safety dude.
You know what? I'm mad at you now. I wanted
Why?
Derwin James too. Because I think he's like the perfect guy to be that kind of hybrid. But the only other guy I can think of that really fits that is Minka Fitzpatrick.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
We can't let you get all the Steelers over here. Give me Minka Fitzpatrick. You already got Watt. Go pick someone else.
Man, what's another safety? Oh. Wow. Give me Pryor from Buffalo. Yeah?
Which one?
Is it Pryor from Buffalo? Yeah.
Micah Hyde? Or who's their
Who do you think, Gigi? Who do you think?
Gigi's made her
appearance.
every so often.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, Pryor's the one that's hurt. Give me Micah Hyde.
Micah Hyde?
Yeah.
All right. Micah Hyde, not a bad pick from Buffalo. Okay. We probably have to take another safety type body. Joe, what are you thinking here?
Easy money. I'm going to a guy who reminds me of the OG Honey Badger. I'm taking Buda Baker.
Ooh.
Straight out of Arizona as
Buda.
well.
Yeah. Buda Baker and Derwin James. That's nasty.
Wow, the defense going to be nice, bro.
Yeah, it is. Unc, you want to take another safety here?
Yeah, I want to take the 49ers safety since we're going all Niners this thing. Give me Troy's boy.
Tell him Hufanga.
Hufanga.
Oh, yeah, he's good too. Okay. I'm thinking here. There's a lot of good ones. Who do I really like? You kind of messed me up taking Derwin James. That was kind of my thought.
There's a guy you should take. Hamilton, dude.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton out of Baltimore.
Oh, I should have took him.
He's so long and rangy. You could put him in the middle of the field and let him just play ball. Yeah, I'll take Micah Hyde or Kyle Hamilton.
That's who I was missing. I shouldn't have took Hyde.
Yeah. All right, corners. Yeah, I'm going first this time.
Yeah, I'll just how low do you go?
Give me Sauce. Sauce is the perfect football guy. Yep. He's gonna just lock him up. Whoever you got out of Germany, China, whoever they have, it doesn't matter. Sauce is locked down. They're gone. They're gone. They're done.
Yeah, no, I agree. He was definitely on my list of dudes. Let's see, I'll let your uncle go for the next pick on this corner. I'll take it last.
Man, I've been wanting the Steelers trade for him this year. I know the Broncos won't do it, but give me Patrick Surtain.
There you go. That's the other guy I was thinking. Yeah.
Another good one.
I mean, for me, we haven't seen this guy yet. He's been hurt. But I'm going to just take Jalen Ramsey.
Fair. Jalen Ramsey. Yeah. That was another guy who I was targeting.
Just another piece for the Dolphins.
And just another good ball player. The Dolphins are like built for flag football, weirdly. They got a great flag football squad.
Hey, Mike McDaniels, bro, he said they wanted that analytical output. I mean, he's got all the dudes that are top of the charts in every statistic you could think of. It's wild.
Yeah. Okay. Coming back at the top here, I'm gonna take Jair Alexander, the other corner, the other lockdown guy.
Focus on.
Yeah, another lockdown dude. We got to be able to play man. We're not playing a lot of zone and 5-on-5 flag football. So give me Jair Alexander and Sauce Gardner as my lockdown duo.
My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who you got next?
I'm thinking about taking the same guy in the draft, Surtain as Horn, but man, you know what? I like McDuffie from KC, dude. Man, you know what? Give me Horn. I'm gonna give
Horn.
Yeah, I'm gonna give me JC Horn with Surtain. That's pretty nice.
Fair.
I'll close it out.
Like McDuffie though.
This guy's hurt currently at the moment, and we kind of bag on him a little bit on a normal day.
Oh,
But
I know who you're gonna go
I'll
with.
I'll let him play a little bit more free in this mode. We're taking Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, he's a good flag football corner. Yep, I thought about him too. That's a good one. It is a good one. Okay, so now we're left with our sub utility guy.
Yeah.
So you're thinking like, a guy who could probably come in and play safety, maybe play corner, maybe play, backer.
Oh,
all right, I'll let him pick because he can't contain himself. Go ahead. Good Lord.
Dude, we all love this guy when we talk draft, right? Give me Brian Branch, dog.
Oh, Detroit.
The young gun.
That's a good one.
That's a
young
great
gun.
pick.
Yeah.
Great pick.
Joe, I'll let you go and I'll save myself for last.
All right, so this guy, I kind of know of him because my brother's buddy is actually like really good friends with him. He was in LA for a little bit on the Chargers. Now he's in what's it called? Foxborough. I'm taking Adrian Phillips. He literally does all those things. He played outside the box a little bit. They play him at safety. Sounds like the perfect guy based off your description of who could do it all.
Okay. The guy who I'm thinking of here, little unconventional, probably the most unconventional pick of this draft. No one's going to know where I'm going here. He got traded this offseason. A guy who his original team that drafted him never could figure out where to play him. He's having a much better year this year on his new team. Out of Clemson, he's hybrid linebacker, hybrid safety, hybrid slot corner. No one knows where he plays, but he's a really good ball player. Isaiah Simmons of the Giants. Cardinals never quite figured it out. The Giants have kind of let him play one spot, and he's killing it now. He's a great flag football player because he's got unbelievable speed combined with the size. I think you could throw him out there at any spot and you'd be fine.
I got you. Now, this is a question just out of the whole scheme. If you guys had to pick people that were going both ways, who would be the top of that list?
If I have to pick a guy who's going both ways,
just
probably number one is probably Trayvon Diggs because he played receiver first at Bama.
Mm-hmm.
Then he became a DB. So you got to think about guys who did that.
Yeah.
I mean, athletic quarterbacks definitely are guys who you think like Lamar, where you're like, okay, he could be the quarterback, but then also go play some DB.
Yeah, no, I was just asking it.
Receiver for you guys?
Not really.
No.
Okay.
I was say Travis Kelce also played QB at a point in time.
Yeah, another one who's kind of an under the radar guy, but played a little bit of offense, defense, and special teams at Michigan. Jabril Peppers.
Ooh. All right.
Hasn't been
it was just
great
tickling
in the NFL, but
my NFL street, because those dudes literally went both ways in that game. So I just wanted to see where we would go with that.
Yeah. I mean, basically any of the guys we picked are such unreal athletes. They could probably play both ways.
Yeah, true.
They had to anyway.
Yeah.
So
given the circumstance.
So we're already raising our 2028 gold medal banner for Team USA. Is that what we're saying? I mean, any of the three teams we just picked would go win gold, correct? I mean, there's no other.
They would just beat themselves.
What other country is going to actually compete with us? That's what I'm wondering.
Is there a way to put out our teams and let the viewers do a poll? Who's got the best team?
We would make a graphic real quick.
Joe, go ahead and compile that, bro. We'll have to put that out. You guys can vote on it. But yeah, Joe, what you got?
I was gonna say the only other people I think that would compete is probably just someone that's good at rugby. Maybe I don't know.
Canada has the Canadian Football League. I'm sure they could put together a decent squad. I don't know that it would beat the U.S., but it's kind of like basketball, right? I'm sure there'd be a couple countries that'll have
where they were born.
Yeah, really good teams, and there's plenty of NFL players that were born overseas that could help make their home countries better if they played for them. But again, I kind of feel like the landscape of flag football will be a lot like basketball, where if we put out our best players, there's no shot we lose, but there's going to be a couple scrappy countries that could probably give us a little run, give us a good game. right?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, did you watch any of the flag football? I think it was last year that they had it, or maybe 2 years ago. I think it was the women's mainly, but
Didn't watch a second
it
of it.
it was fun to watch. I think Mexico won it all, I believe,
Okay.
for that. But
I was thinking about like the Pro Bowl is flag football the last couple of years, right? So I was thinking about that. Like, okay, who's good in that? Another guy we left out who was really good was Alvin Kamara.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, but he definitely could make the squad.
What are your guys' thoughts on the NFL teams putting something in contracts where they don't want these guys playing in flag football for the Olympics? I'd be scared to have, Minka out there or something like that. You think that's a possibility?
I mean, the NBA doesn't do that.
No, that's true, huh?
I don't know. I don't even know if they would be, if there's anything like, could they even legally do that?
I don't think that's what I was thinking, but they also put out the statement that they are encouraging it, so.
Yeah, it sounds like they're encouraging it.
Oh, that's true. All right.
I mean, and it's flags, so I think the chances of them getting hurt are a lot.
It's just like a hammy, like soft tissue stuff. Like,
yeah, that's what it'll be if it happens. So
yeah,
hopefully we don't have any injuries and we go win gold.
I think we win no matter what, even if somehow something crazy did happen. The only thing that would stop us is like running out of dudes.
For sure.
To put on the field.
All right, Joe. Well, we'll have to sign off. That was week 7 in the NFL. Hope all you are enjoying out there. Thanks for listening. And go ahead and take us out, Ray.
Peace.
Ready for war, we've been working all year. Look into my eyes, there's hunger, there's no fear. Talking like y'all ready, boy, I promise you we coming. Anybody that want it can get it, play it's nothing. We ain't never worried by listening to the chatter, cause when we get on the field, we know that none of it matter. I've been through a lot, man, can't nothing faze me. Got the student section in the stands going crazy. Everybody turning up, we putting on a show. Boomers, we be popping in the people, yeah, they love. 951 be the city, never change. We the Chaparral Pumas, everybody know the name. We ain't here to make friends, we gon' let them see. Get your chain snatched like a key crab tree. Squad for lagoons, be ready to bring the pain. Show them how we do, we about to let it bang. About to go and get it, kill them with the swag. Tryna act tough, they be looking, we just laugh. See them getting mad, cause they know we ain't stressed. We prepared for this moment, we done passed all the tests. Been through the rain, been through the struggle. We ain't never break, we just put on more muscle. Put on for the city, man, running with the pride. Friday night lights when the Pumas come alive. Throw your Pumas up, we gon' get it, that's right. Friday night lights, we turn up tonight. In the best spot, if you on the other side. Time to let it bang, make them feel that Puma pride. Let it bang, let it bang, let it bang, yeah. Let it bang, let it bang. Show them how Puma do it, let it bang, yeah. Turn me up, let it bang, let it bang, let it bang, let it bang. Let it put on for the city, that's really all that we do. Nothing to lose and a whole lot to prove. On the field late and I'm in the gym early. Overtime on my grind, I can see I'm worried. Put the pads on, we about to bring the boom. The Legion of Doom, everybody better make room. You can see the fumes from the fire. Product of the pain and the hunger and desire. Talking like you want it, man, I hope you ain't lying. Bottom line, we the Pumas, but we feeling like some lions. Dropping off heat at your feet every week. Everybody wanna be a beast till it's time to eat. Oh, we gon' see if you really bought it. Thinking you can handle me, boy, I really doubt it. Putting in work, being steady with the grind. You ain't taking nothing, play, this is all mine. Throw your Pumas up, we gon' get it, that's right. Friday night lights, we turn up tonight. In the best spot, if you on the other side. Time to let it bang, make them feel that Puma pride. Let it bang, let it bang, let it bang, yeah. Let it bang, let it bang. Show them how Puma do it, let it bang, yeah. Turn me up, let it bang, let it bang, let it bang, let it bang. Let it blood, sweat, tears, time getting near. I've been saying that for so long, now it's here. Come through the whole chin, checking everybody. We just put them in the dirt, man, treat it like a hobby. Oops, I mean habit, else can't have it. We ain't standing around waiting for nothing, we grab it. I remember putting in work all alone. Now my team with me and we all in the zone. Never giving nothing, so you better understand. We don't care about your plan, this is Puma Puma Pride land. Get into the huddle, tell the fellas turn it up. Fourth quarter, come and throw them double deuces up. Let them know what's up, man, the crowd never dying. Referee keep holding me, man, quit crying. Put your Pumas up, show them Puma Pride. Friday night lights when the Pumas come alive. I throw your Pumas up, we gon' get it, that's right. Friday night lights, we turn up tonight. In the best spot, if you on the other side. Time to let it bang, make them feel that Puma Pride. Let it bang, let it bang, let it bang, yeah. Let it bang, let it bang. Show them how Puma do it, let it bang, yeah. Turn me up, let it bang, 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 let it bang.